Hey everybody, we are actually
Well, I've been sitting here on this dock by the bay, watching my blue skies turn to gray. Didn't know if I should run or stay, so I pulled up Mike's weather page, 'cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Well, I admit that I had one or a few, 'cause I was down and I was feeling blue. But then I clicked on Mike's fan page. I saw all my friends now, I'm okay. It's Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. We all know Mike's a real fun guy. He'll track the storms as they blow by. But when the drunk donkey comes out to play, Miss Julie, take his phone away, 'cause Mike's weather page, you know it's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Not sure what the gusts are, but
well, there's Louie and Hunter too. No telling what they're gonna do.
I think we're
you
just getting a
know
little
it's
higher gusts.
got more than a million fans. Yeah, 'cause now Mike's weather page, you know it's got the
Trying to
news
keep the
to
camera from
you
getting
safe.
wet.
Mike's
Key
weather
Largo.
page
We're in the
is
eye of
only a
Dana.
click or two away. Mike's weather page, you know it's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Yeah. I love that part. What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. What is going on? Let me make sure everything's working here. A special daily brew for Saturday morning as we talk tropics. We always try to talk tropics when there's something to talk about, more than just Monday through Friday. So Shelly had a great suggestion last night. She goes, we're going live in the morning, right? So how's everybody doing? All right, so we do have some stuff to talk about. We'll say hello for a few minutes and we'll get right into everything. This is little Hunter. Hunter's a little hyper this morning, so I don't know how he's gonna be, but he's pretty good. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I had the idea of flying out west, but my mom and Shelly said no. Come on, Shelly, I want to go. It's going to be a bad storm out west. I think the flooding that they're fixing to see is going to be historic. I don't like using adjectives, but the National Weather Service actually said catastrophic flood expected. So they're unfortunately fixing to see probably the worst flooding in some spots ever out west, southwest, more than just California, Nevada. We're going to talk about the Atlantic first and see what we got. We got all kinds of stuff out there, Hunter. I know Hunter's all excited. He wants to play with his brother. You want to go play? All right, you can say bye to everybody. I just felt like we had to have a dog. We always have a dog during the Monday through Friday, so didn't feel right not having a dog. All right, so our Daily Brew, we've been doing it for a lot of years. It's brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits right here in sunny Florida. If you're out and about this weekend and got one nearby, pull in and tell them you're a MWP fan and thank them for all their support of our page. Couldn't do without them. That's for sure. They are great. All right, let's pull up the map here. This is the latest Saturday map for you. That's about as big as I can get it. I can maybe make it bigger. That's pretty good. All right, so there's your Saturday AM update. These are updated every day at 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 a.m., 2 p.m., 8 p.m., and 2 a.m. 4 times a day, these are updated from the Hurricane Center. Once we have a named system or a coned system, that's what we call ourselves, cone heads, then they update those at 11 and 5 o'clock Eastern. This graphic gets updated at 8 and 11. So we'll have another one here in about an hour and a half. These are our 4 spots. They call them Invest when we start getting official spaghetti models. So I have the website updated, the apps updated with Invest 90, Invest 99, and Invest 98. We have the golf spot hanging at 50%, and nothing's really changed from yesterday. We're going to concentrate solely on the golf spot and 90. 99 has been doing a slow fizzle, and it looks like it might bring some rains to the Caribbean, maybe. First part of the week, maybe. It's kind of fizzling out. 98 looks pretty organized, but it's going to stay east of Bermuda, it looks like. So 99, 98, we're not going to worry about right now. We're going to talk about the golf spot and Invest 90, okay? There's nothing to worry about right now. Trust me. Listen, first off, a lot of new people here watching on TikTok. We've been doing this a lot of years, since 2004. Welcome. Starting to get the hypers over there thinking I'm a hyper. That's great. But remember, always refer back to National Hurricane Center, National Weather Service. I am not an official source of information. So there you go. Good morning. I'm going to say hi to a few folks. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Stacy Wilson? Michelle Moore. Good morning. What's up, Mr. Marcus? Whiskey Dale. I love your name, Whiskey Dale. South Texas looking likely. I just saw a Houston report that we could still see some feeder bands spinning up your way. So don't give up, Houston. Did Facebook change their font? Anybody? Is the font different on Facebook? It looks different to me. Lou from Texas, 107. Paula, good morning. Nancy, good morning. Miami. Crystal, good morning. Cinder, what's up? Amanda, what's up? Tronzy, what's up? New watcher. Hey, Christine, let's hear. Oh, Shelly, you got to order me something, Shelly. You got to order me a bell or something. Every time anybody new, we got to come up with like a unique. Can't do my logo's sound effect. They might ban me. So we have to come up with like a pelican. How about a pelican or a seagull chant would be awesome. Like, right? Like, instead of saying seagull, we'll like, somebody new comes in like Christine, we'll say, see y'all. I don't know. What's up, Mr. Tom? How you doing, buddy? Look at that 5-year badge sporting there. Cowbell. I do have a cowbell. Look at this. All right, let's do a cowbell. You named it. Shelly, you don't have to send nothing. All right, new watcher. Look at that. Great idea. I got a man. I am fast. You say cowbell, I say there you go. Double header for the Rays today. If I can shake this hangover, I might have a beer later. Hey, Dominican Republic, what's up? Here's the latest spaghetti models, by the way. Let me show this since we chit-chat a little bit longer here. These are your 7-day maps. Listen, when I say 7-day spaghetti model maps, this is what it means. The end of 7 days is right here. So that's 7 days from now. Basically, that's going to fizzle, so that doesn't even count. But this is the estimated area where Invest 90 could be this time next week, Friday. So when I say 7 days, that's the end of the spaghetti plot after 7 days. That probably made no sense. We do have a lot of people watching Hispaniola, so that's definitely, DR and Haiti. They're going to be watching 90 close, maybe Puerto Rico, maybe Jamaica in the short term. Shelly, I don't know. So there you go. All right, so we're going to focus on the golf first, and then we're going to talk about Invest 90. So the golf spot. Oh, I added this new map, by the way. All right, so let me show you real quick. New link alert. So if you're new to me and you're wondering what's going on, spaghettimodels.com is a website. All the tropical information you could ever need or want. I got Invest 98, 99, Invest 90, all the links, tropical tidbits. A lot of the links are on here for 90 getting posted. A lot of satellite. There is a new link that I use a lot over the years called the NWS Winds, Waves, and Gusts map. So when you click on that, for example, you will be able to zoom in to your area and kind of fast forward things in time. and start getting ideas on winds and, here's the approaching system. This would be tomorrow, Sunday. So it's just a good tool to kind of fast forward and get an idea of what's going on, where things might be, and it takes a little while to load, but it's fun to play with. This is the wind speeds and knots. You got wind gusts, So this is your official, National Weather Service as the dogs go, hey! These are your winds. So here's this is into Monday. Look at that. You can see the winds starting to develop. So don't focus too much on South Texas. I'm telling you, this thing is this tropical wave we're going to really digest right now. We can still see some feeder bands and winds on this system as it approaches land. For sure. All right, so let's zoom in on all the latest models here on Tropical Tidbits. This is what we used to do years ago. We're going to do it again. So there's a few areas we're going to see pop into the picture here. 99 is going to fizzle. That's that right there. 98 is going to do that. This is the one where we're going to watch turn. We're watching this thing do that. We're watching this area here for sure. Looks like it's pulling up some juice next week. And then we're watching the next wave come off of Africa. There you go. A lot of stuff happening. Very consistent, though. Long range. African dust is definitely decreasing. So tropics are kind of flipping a switch. So what's up, Mark from Baton Rouge? Kenneth, good morning. Janice, good morning. New Brew Crew. Welcome, Brew Crew. That's what makes this all work. Christina from Treasure Coast. Look at all the folks coming in. TikTok, Amanda. Hey, welcome. Oh, hey, we got a new Amanda, new. I don't know if y'all like that or not. It's the Rays. All right, so we're going to put things in gear. So this map is a pressure map. It's an anomaly map. It's on tropicaltidbits.com. Darker the blues, deeper the low pressure. That's kind of means things are organized a little bit. And pretty much this is everything in a nutshell. It makes a lot of sense. Things are very trendy as far as what we're going to see. So we're going to slow down to about Monday, Tuesday. Week low here near in Texas. Invest 90 getting somewhat organized in the Caribbean. 99 is gone. 98 is going this way. And then here comes our new wave. And the latest 6Z stops it right here on Tuesday. So we'll go 00Z. And here we go. There's the Invest 90. We're going to watch closely like a hawk because it's not going to move much at all. 98's going away. This is a new wave we're going to watch. Actually, there's two of them out there. So, very interesting. So this is next weekend. Next weekend. So you're seeing a few things here. African waves, I don't know which one's going to dominate, but there's definitely signs of something coming off African by next weekend. This is the area I've been talking a lot about, kind of like a Central American gyre. There's definitely been models showing something pulling up here by next weekend. But this is what we're watching, Invest 90. You remember yesterday, it developed it. This was a 989 system, and it kind of just sat over the Bahamas. This is next weekend. Steering currents appeared light. So until steering currents get solid down the road, nothing's for sure yet where this is going to go. The good news is on the latest Euro, it's kind of staying unorganized, nearing Bermuda. But we're going to see this bounce around, I have a feeling. That's a lot of days sitting there not doing much over the Western Atlantic. So, short term, it does appear it's going to turn. It does appear it's going to park over Western Atlantic for a few days. And by next weekend, there we go. Can't predict past many days when you have models bouncing around like that. So, a couple areas that we can look at in the future still. Like I said, there's a really strong wave coming off of Africa. And this is really curious here, what's happening coming in off of Central America. And the Euro's picking up on it. So if you're worried about things, first off, Invest 90, if you're living in continental U.S., so far, nothing's hitting you with Invest 90. So that's confident, at least for now. I never try to be a hypist at all. But look what's happened in 10 days. We're getting a system down here in the Gulf to maybe watch from the Central America. So let's go to the Canadian model. That's been really good to me over this course of this season so far. And we're going to look closer to the Gulf here in a second. Canadian's doing a little spin up here in middle parts of Texas on Invest, or it's not an Invest yet, but our Gulf low. This would be Tuesday morning, which means things can start to going downhill Monday. Notice though, nothing too organized yet. What we're going to focus on the big map here before we go into the Gulf more is the Canadian. And the Canadian is doing two things. It's doing the turn here that the Euro is doing, but it's also pulling up something consistently out of the Caribbean. So definitely, you know, if the steering currents are doing this, then anything that pulls out of here is going to do that, if that's the final steering. So that's why I bring this stuff up. People like to know where to watch next. And then here's your African wave coming off here with maybe another one there. But we're not going to worry about that. That's too far away. So Canadian showing Texas, showing Invest 90 turning, and getting off the coast of Bermuda. And it's kind of going. So there's that. We could show the icon over the weekend here. And it is showing last second spin up of our system. You know, tropical storm maybe. Nothing in the Gulf showing up like a hurricane right now as far as operational runs. We're going to look at some ensembles here in a second. But there's our turn on Invest 90. And it doesn't go out that far in time. Now let's look at the GFS, even though we usually don't. Might as well. And there's our little spin up in the Gulf. Invest 90 turning. And nothing else. But like I said, I just hate the GFS. It's all over the place. Yesterday it was pulling up a hurricane. I think Dennis texted me. Oh yeah, there's a wave. I don't know. Let's just not look at the GFS because it's all over the place. But there's been a lot of support showing juice pulling up into next week to maybe watch. So I mean that's that. Let's look at the Gulf really close for this week coming up. Here, this is what it's looking like right now. So if you're wondering what's going on in the Gulf, this is it. This is what we're looking at. So this is the wave. Let's zoom in on it. Let's go to Weather Nerds. You can see it down there by the Keys. Unfortunately, it's going to bring some nasty weather the next couple days. Most of the rain's Interstate 4 south. There it is. That's tropical wave. That's what's going to be heading to Texas. Not likely to develop now, but it's starting to get a little spin to it. If you're over the Bahamas right now, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of storms in the Bahamas. It's slowly inching in towards Florida. It's going to be bringing the rains, like I said, Interstate 4 south the next 2 days. Rain's going to be coming east to west throughout the day. Daytime heating, they'll start popping a little bit more. And it's going to make that trek across the Gulf. So that's what it looks like right now. In the big picture of things, we have a high pressure that is dominating right now. I posted this picture a second ago. But if you look at this 7-day rain map here, this is everything in a nutshell. This is incredible. So we're starting to see more increased rains here where they expect our system to go. There's Hillary rains, totally off the charts. But this is so fascinating. We have a high pressure system. High pressure systems spin clockwise. And what's happening here with this high pressure system? It's actually going to pull up juice from Hillary, and some of this juice is, believe it or not, going to end up in Canada, and some of this juice is actually going to end up across the Great Lakes from Hillary in the next week. This is also the steering mechanism for our wave here, why it's going that direction. Kind of drew it wrong, more like that. What this high pressure is also going to do, we do have some African dust left over, and it's going to blow in some dry air. So a couple reasons that our Gulf system will have time to develop. One is time. And secondly, it's going to have some dry air to deal with from the north. So everybody's like, why won't this thing turn into a Cat 5? Well, one, it needs time. And number two, it's going to have a little bit of dry air to deal with. which is good. Dry air helps limit hurricane strength. So that's what we're going to be watching. Let's go to another graphic here. Let me show you what the dry air is currently looking like right now. We can kind of see it. This is on weathernerds.org. But here's some of this dry air that's circling in right now. And as our system comes across, some of that dry air is going to get in it. So that's that. Let's zoom in really, really, really close now on tropical tidbits. Let's look at some of these last second spin ups possibly heading towards Texas. So here's the icon. And you can see what's going to happen here. A little bit of window here that this thing could try to organize. And, 1,005. It's windy, stormy. There'll be squall lines or feeder bands. Feeder bands. Feeder bands off the Gulf. Remember, the right side of the storm is the strongest side of the storm. So whatever ends up coming, all this stuff's going to curve around the outside. Gulf's extremely hot right now, so there's going to be some storms, guaranteed some storms popping out there on radar, and this would be Monday into Tuesday. Strong storms. And some of these are actually making it towards Louisiana, so don't give up hope if you're living in Houston. Not heavy rain, but last second spin up, man, 1,003 millibar. This is it. I mean, we're going to be watching this thing on approach Monday and Tuesday right there. Very believable this thing could, last second try to organize and be something. That high pressure is strong enough. There's no blocking patterns that are going to make this thing stop. So it's just going to keep on trucking westbound and down. Snowman heading to Texas for some cores. It's not going to stop. It's going to keep on going. Latest Euro kind of shows the same thing. These aren't really high resolution, but you get the same general idea here. Sloppy system heading in. So that's bottom line. We're just going to have to wait and see what kind of how organized it gets. Canadian showing is almost the exact same thing. So Texas, Middle Texas, South Texas looks like landfall with feeder bands going off to the north. I mean, that's been pretty steady. We go to Weather Nerds here. We can look at all the ensembles and see what the latest. We'll super duper zoom in here. Take a look at the latest European ensembles, and we'll get an idea. Let's turn the tracks off so we can see the pressure readings. And you'll see this thing starting to deepen here. So let's see what they end up being here. So there are your lows. And with the Euro, man, there's not any of them under 1,000 millibar. So 1,000 millibar is usually your cutoff of super strong to, hurricane, not super strong. Wrong choice of words. But most of the Euros are keeping it around 1,000 millibars, which would be, a tropical storm possibly. And it's going to keep on moving. So nothing's changed there. We really don't have any high resolution satellites yet. It's too far away. We're looking at Monday night. Things start to impact the coast Monday night. So that would be tonight. We might start to see high resolution radars. They only go out 48 hours. Well, actually, the NAM goes out 60 hours. Let's take a look at the latest NAM model and see if we get any radar yet on the screen that we can look at. I think the NAM goes out. Oh man. Why did Morgan Wallen shave his head? Does anybody know the answer to that question? That was wild. All right, Texas. Let's look here. And let's go to radar, and I think no, they don't zoom in that much. Let's go to, I don't even know what I'm looking for here. My brain is stuck. I don't know if that's, I think they only do CONUS. Well, they should have done Southwest. Texas. I don't know why it didn't pop up before. All right, well, let's do estimated radar, simulated radar. It goes out to 60 hours. Oh man, just not quite yet. So you can start to see it incoming. So Monday, this is noon Monday. You can start to see the rain bands starting to inch in with a big blob over the Gulf. So we got to wait just a little bit more to see what's going to happen with the Gulf. What the heck's that all about? How to use? That's a thing. All right, so here's the euro, and it's not going to really show as much because it's not really developing it. Here's the GFS coming across Monday night. Houston, you are on the edge. It's going to tease you. I know a lot of people in Houston. Definitely Corpus Christi, Victoria area. We've been there before. We actually have somebody that just a couple days ago said, hey, from Port Aransas. Is that right? Aransas? Anybody from Texas? Rockport, Corpus Christi area? This is Tuesday morning. There you go. All right. So, Jamie wants to know what's stopping it from rapidly intensifying. Well, there's going to be dry air to the north. There is still a little bit of dust. We can go to the MyFox Hurricane graphic here. It just kind of sums it up. This high pressure system that we have to the north up here is actually going to blow in some dust you're going to see. So dry air definitely into the play here. Here is Monday, 11 p.m. So look, there's still a lot of dust in the Gulf of Mexico. Dust is typically dry air, but dry air generally lack of moisture, which is the ability to build thunderstorms. So dry air and time. It needs, more than 2 days usually. It needs to become something before it can become something. You got to have a center, and you got to have moisture. So time and dry air are going to keep it from becoming anything, hopefully, too much. But yeah, I feel confident on that. All right, let's look at Invest 90. They just investigated it, so it's not yet on Tropical Tidbits yet. Some of these are the old BAM models. Now they're called tab models. They're not really reliable, but it kind of gives you a sense of what the initial. But this map will be updated soon with more color, as is Tropical Tidbits. But it looks healthy. Look at that. I will admit, look at this. This is a pretty darn good-looking clump of clouds nearing the lower Lesser Antilles. We have a lot of people in Trinidad, Tobago watching ABC Islands, Aruba area. This is heading your way. Currently, it's raining at Barbados big time right now. If anybody in Barbados, this is a piece of Invest 99 that broke off. Remember, we were watching a elongated low-pressure area, and this is a piece that ended up becoming separate. And this is looking healthy, I will admit. Look at Weather Nerds has designated floaters. I love that word, floaters. Daddy, what is that stuff at the bottom of the portal at? What? Tropical meteorology. They're called floaters. Anyway, some big thunderstorms brewing right now. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's look at some windy. I like to look at this map. This will show you a little bit if there's any spinach or not. I'm sure we're starting to see some, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Right there south of Barbados, right there. So you're getting a little bump, a little bit of spin trying to form. Nothing organized yet. Maybe on mid-level a little bit. No? Okay, so it's still kind of disorganized. But they up the chances. It's orange now, so there's that. Let's zoom in really close to another way to look at ensembles. Let's go back to Tropical Tidbits and go to Ensemble EPS, and let's zoom in on the Western Atlantic. And you can go to Ensemble Member MS, or MSLP, Mean Sea Level Pressure. Harvey, somebody brought up Harvey. Yes, Harvey stalled, but it also rapidly intensified. It was an open wave. Yo, what's up, buddy? Rum floater. Lori, yeah, hey, man, Louisiana's going to get, Jamie, I don't know. I don't know. They make it. I think they need a true center. That's the problem. When they tag and invest, they actually have a true center that they can at least give the computers to work on, and then the computers do their magic and spit out possible runs and intensity models. And thank you, Mr. Mark over there, YouTube. Somebody's nacho. Oh God, that sounds good right now. Nachos. Sorry. Lorena says, changing latitude, changing attitude. I love Jimmy Buffett. Oh, is it playing right now? Shouldn't be. I shouldn't have any music playing. Southeast Florida, you're okay, T. Martinez. Just going to be some rains passing through from your from the Gulf Stream. Crystal, what's it mean for Louisiana right now? Nothing. A passing rain shower. The only difference for the upper Gulf Coast, the rains are going to be coming a different way. All year long, they've been coming in from the west, right? Well, this time, they're going to be coming in from the east. So your rains are actually going to be coming across more from the east to the west. A lot of dry air. We have Lori in there from Bermuda. What's up, Lori? Definitely watching Invest 90, Lori. Tammy Kent. Look at Tammy Kent. Big supporter of ours. Big thanks to Tammy Kent, OSR. If you ever wonder what OSR, there she is. That's her right there. Flew me up to Iowa. Beautiful country up there. Corn as far as you can see. And I got my Starlink right here. That's today's project. Tammy, I got my Starlink. I'm going to mess with the truck today. Marcia Steed from Vegas. I don't know what you all are in for out there, but man, look at some of these rain estimates. Since we got somebody from Vegas, I got to show you this real quick. Some of the latest rain estimates for Vegas this is official National Weather Service, or NOAA, but look at this. We got this one here. I don't know if they're going to be updated yet. I can't zoom in. Can I zoom into Nevada on this one? Maybe I can. So some of the rains here are just showing pockets of potential 5, 6, 7 inches. Now, whether or not that happens or not, but lots of tropical moisture pulling up. And if you look at the big picture right now, it's really fascinating, actually. Let's look at the big picture and show you. This is really fascinating to me. What's going on out there? There's actually 2 systems that are doing this out west. Wow, if I can't get any bigger than that. North Pacific, maybe. Can't really zoom into where I want to zoom. Central Pacific. Well, anyway, there's a system. You can kind of see it. There's another system way up here that's pulling up moisture. So we have a system to the north that's actually spinning, and it's actually allowing this moisture way ahead of Hillary. So all this moisture is being fed by another low pressure type of system to the north, and it's actually pulling all this moisture straight due north. So even though Hillary's way the heck down here, look at all this moisture already feeding in. That's just going to add these rain totals. So the storm itself isn't even near Baja, California yet. It's all this moisture getting pulled up because of the other system to the north. Lots of juice out there for sure. All right, so let's look at ensembles. All right, so this is Invest 90. There's 2 things I really want to focus on here. This is Invest 90, and we're going to be watching this Central American gyre crossover, possibly. Been seeing a lot of models showing a low pressure coming up out of Central America next week. But these are all the different members thinking here. You can see the general feeling is we're going to see a weakness. You can see the weakness developing here right over Bermuda. Here's our Invest 90. This is Wednesday this week. Look at all this low pressure here starting to develop here off the Pacific. But there's our latest spaghetti plot. I know it's hard to figure out. But for the most part, they're staying off of the East Coast, heading towards Bermuda. Now, that was last night's run. You can't get all locked into one run, like I said the other day on the one run that I was looking at. Now, this one kind of does a zigzag. Some of them kind of get close to the East Coast. But the trend, at least, is your friend. A lot of them are staying off the East Coast. So, not going to be a fear monger and sound like it's going to hit the United States. Not last night, the night before's Euro definitely had a lot more heading towards the continental U.S. But the latest ensembles last night showing a slowing down through the week, and then, they're kind of scaggling around, but nothing solid. So you got to always watch tropics. As we saw with Ian, number one mistake I saw with Ian is people react to every model run, including me, as it's the end all. And I'll never forget the shifting of the models of Ian in Tampa Bay. Everybody was like on Saturday, oh, it's going to the Panhandle. We're done. Everybody down in Fort Lauderdale or Fort Myers. It's going to Panhandle. It's going to Panhandle. Then all of a sudden it flip-flopped back. So, I always talk about tropics as being like a soap opera where it's like an ongoing saga. We watch for trends. We see if they continue. We look at upper level steering currents. But in the short term, we definitely are watching potential impacts across the Caribbean. And we have a lot of people down there that watch us in Jamaica and Hispaniola, Lower Bahamas, even Puerto Rico there. So, and then this is the area that's really got my attention. Next is the following weekend. We're starting to see low pressures popping up here. Even some operational runs have showed it of something coming up out of that Caribbean. There's one there. This is on the Euro. Pulling up. You can see it. Yesterday's 12Z had it in the Gulf. See it right there. So 3 runs. Started, there it is right here. So it's been really consistent. Canadian has been very consistent with something pulling up. It's a little bit more to the east, but the same general thinking there. Yesterday's 12Z, almost exactly the same, coming up out of Central America. And yesterday's 00Z, there's a big old clump of rains right here off the Yucatan. So, a lot of people always ask about the Yucatan. It does appear Central America later part next weekend definitely gonna have some juice. Whether or not it becomes anything to worry about, we'll just have to see. But there's just been solid. Even the old GFS, which we just love to hate, has been showing, something popping out of this general area. A little longer range, but I just hate the GFS. I don't even know why I'm showing it. But there's the GFS. I think my buddy Dennis Phillips texted me yesterday. He's like, oh, look at the old GFS, hurricane for Tampa. But what's important to note is, the idea, this is only the 25th, but if we were to look at the next spot, there's been a lot of models suggesting that. So I'm just going to leave it there right now. Let's look at some strength. Well, that's about it. I don't really know what else I want to talk about. Puerto Rico and that area. Let's take a look real quick on strength of this possible Invest 90. A lot of hurricanes are showing up. So 100% Bermuda. Lori, you guys please watch Invest 90 because it could, if it does stay off the continental U.S., head your way. And there's 63,000 people that live there in Bermuda. So do not call it a fish storm, please. There's more people live in Bermuda than Oldsmar. 6 times as many people. That's not what I wanted. Where the hell's Caribbean at? Why can't I find it? Tropical Atlantic? It's not on there, Mike. Well, we can go here, though. All right. So there's your turn. And, it's quite a few showing potential hurricane right here 3-4 days from now. So we could have a hurricane possibly in the Caribbean before it makes that turn. And then we got a really sharp turn there. That's really hard to imagine, but we do. Kind of a stalling out. The steering current's very questionable right here. What's going on? All these reds are storms under 980, which could be a stronger Cat 1 plus. So that's what we're looking at. And then it turns. Some of them turn back. So that's what's happening there. Look at all these ensembles coming up out of Central America, though. There's one and coming to my house. So that's the latest. I prefer to choose models over humans at this point in the game. The models seem to be doing really good lately, the last few days, sniffing out these areas. So I guess, in the short term with the Gulf of Mexico, we just have to watch this system and watch it in real time. That's what I'll put a satellite floater on it. As a matter of fact, we might have one soon if they invest it. But sometimes College DuPage here is a great website for modeling. Sometimes they have floaters set up, and they have one on Hillary, obviously. And look at that, incredible imagery of Hillary, man. That is some high resolution, unbelievable satellite. But we can zoom in a little bit here, take a look at our system bubbling down there. We'll start to see if there's any signs of rotation or not. Right now, it's trying. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. What's that? 500 millibar. Wow. So it's starting to get a little mid-level spin. Look at that. That's right over there. Look at that. That's interesting. Little spin right there. Bet you it picks up well on the vorticity map. There it is, right there. Little dot of yellow. So it's trying. But yeah, we're watching in real time. All right. Let's talk. Oh, Tom, I got one mailed to me from my buddy Jason Strong over on YouTube. It should be here maybe today. The good news is the Chevy that year apparently had a problem. My Goodyear guy looked it up, and the thermostat for the transmission basically is coming on too hot. And I guess there was a service bulletin on the Chevys. Makes a lot of sense. Basically, it kicked on the transmission fluid into the radiator a little too late, so they made a 150 degree unit that allows the transmission fluid to stay cooler, like a thermostat. So you could bypass it, I guess. It's like a little box, but anyway, yeah, thanks, man. Got it. Car wants to know impacts of 90. Hey, listen, Car, you need to be watching DR 100%. I just went over it, man. There's a great chance this thing could organize possible even a hurricane before you all. So trading heat, talking about South America. Yeah, we just went over that. A lot of signs that we're going to see. I think it's a Central American gyre where you just have a lot of rotation down there, and we're getting a crossover almost. You can kind of see it. There's just a general spin in the atmosphere down here. You can see it very clear. And some of that's going to spit out some low pressure, it looks like, on this side. So here's the latest Euro. It's got, been talking. This is really, really consistent, but this is next Friday. Notice this little system here. It's been spitting them off here. CMC's going this way. Euro's doing that. GFS has had one coming up. So, definitely going to be watching this area on the future model runs. 100%. So almost the exact same spot. Here's Friday on the Canadian, and here's Friday on the Euro. So here's Friday on the Euro, and Friday on the Canadian. GFS is lost. And what's interesting here on Thursday, look at this. The icon even showing a low pressure here. It doesn't go out that far, but it could be showing signs that it's trying to pull that up into this side. Ooh, it is. That's the Icon. Wow. Same thing. So the Icon's doing this, Euro doing that, CMC doing that. So that is definitely a hot spot to watch later this week. I love tropic tracking. Lorena wants to know if I use paper charts. No, I don't. It would be kind of fun. They give them away at Publix, you know. Yeah, Shelly, you're right. You wanted me to talk about that. So just little word of advice. When you use the Windy app, it automatically defaults to the European model. So Windy is not a model. Windy is a source to look at models, like Tropical Tidbits. So Windy actually is not its own model. It just shows you the Euro, and then you have to manually switch it over to GFS or others. Yeah, hey, I got a little sneak peek I'm really excited about. So over the years, I've bragged about these little guys, right? Well, there's a new and improved one that just came out, and I ordered 200 of them. It has a bigger battery, new LED flashlight, even brighter. I don't think I have it on. I don't think I charged it yet. It's got a better flashlight and solar and all that stuff. Well, I'm getting my own branding put on it, so it'll actually say Mike's Weather Page on it. And I hope to have these out soon because it has the weather radio on it. My dad said it's his favorite radio ever that I've ever gave him. Even has a little USB plug on the back. So hopefully I can sell them for about $20. So I'm really excited. They finally came in. And they even got a hand crank on it where you can manually charge. I know there's a bazillion of them online, but this is actually a new and improved one with a bigger battery in it. So you always got to go new and improved. But I was excited to get that in. So I'm going to order my stickers today so I can customize it. And we're probably going to throw something fun in there like a koozie maybe. Make it worthwhile. We did talk a little bit about Hillary. Here's the latest graphic from the National Hurricane Center. So Hillary is expected to weaken. Tropical storm warnings are up for a big chunk of Southern California. First time they've ever had tropical storm warnings. Now listen, they had a storm in the 30s, right? So the big debate is when I posted, which always is a debate. People like to prove everybody's wrong all the time. There was no National Weather Service in the 30s, so there was never a watch or warning. They had a tropical storm in the 30s. But when I said it was the first time there's ever been tropical storm watches put up, it's because there wasn't National Weather Service back then. So. But anyway, what's fascinating with this, so to me, more than anything, well, one, we talked about the flood map. This is unbelievable to see this flooding map. So pink is extremely rare. Like I saw stats for the National Weather Service rarely issues 70% chance of flash flooding. 70% chance. And that goes all the way up to the Nevada state line. We got red deep into Nevada, including Las Vegas. Red alone is serious flooding. So that is because of that. I just showed a graphic showing all that moisture right now currently being pushed up before Hillary. So the ground's, it's already raining there now. But some of these rainfall estimates, orange, 6 to 10 inches. Now you don't know exactly where these little pockets are going to be. So the bottom line is we even got one red showing up here east of LA. 10 to 15. Now, a lot of this is mountainous areas, but a lot of it's not. So yellow is 4 to 6 inches. It's more rain than most places get in a year. Think about that. They're going to get more rain in like a day or two than they get the whole year. So this ground out there is like cement. So it's not like the water gets absorbed into the ground. Not like, it's different. It's different. Flash flooding, man, it's bad. It's bad. I know Reed Timber's heading out there because Shelly didn't tell him no. Emily's got softball tomorrow. I can't miss that anyways. I don't know what I was thinking last night. Carol, I don't know why. It just happens. It's a Facebook thing. Sorry about that. It happens. Very random. Consider yourself lucky. No Speedo, Jim. Paul Miller, I hope to go to Daytona. That's next week. Now the radio's cool. You know, it's not as bad. It's got an AM on it, so my dad goes to bed listening to the Rays. It's you know, I keep one in my truck, and I like to listen to No Weather Radio. No Weather Radio is so fun to listen at when I'm driving. I just love the computer automated voice. You are listening to No Weather Radio. By the way, I have a link over here if you didn't even know it. Right here. Right here. That link right there. You can click on it and you can listen to... Well, first off, the first thing you should do every morning before you put your eyeballs in is click on this link right here.
The tropical weather outlook.
See?
Issued at 7:49 a.m. for the North Atlantic, Caribbean.
I love that guy. Anyway, so there's that. And then if you want, you can listen to this. You click on here and you can look at all your different areas. So we have Tampa. Somebody has Tampa on here. Here's Tampa Bay.
They're generally favorable for further development of this system, and a short-lived tropical depression is likely to form this weekend while it moves west-northwestward or northwestward at about 10 miles an hour.
Oh, so fun, man. Anybody got goosebumps listening to that stuff? I just love it. Oh, I just love it. Tiki Man Radio. That could be fun, Danny. Shoot me an email. Mike's web page. Oh, you love Reed. We're going to go out to eat one day. Actually, my mom messaged me too. She's like, what are you doing going out there? We might have stuff to worry about here. All right, cool. Any more questions? Okay. Anything else? But I hope I covered it all. You know, we've been growing like wildfire over on other platforms, especially TikTok. So welcome if you're from over that way. I'll do a little quickie here in a minute, probably. Debbie, yeah, it's an inch or two out there. It's totally different than an inch or two here. It's not good. So Daytona NASCAR next week. Ruth, so yeah, I'm hoping to get to Daytona. Robin, you're welcome. Welcome, RE Riggs. Good seeing you, man. Mike, what'd you just have? What's that? AX9? What's that mean? I don't even know what that means. It's supposed to say Noah. Noah. Thank you, Vivid Solders. Thank you. Yeah, pretty much. No, we're not going to, Kenneth. Not hopefully today. Ruby probably be live Monday. I'll do some recorded stuff today. Hey, my buddy. Look at old Jason. Yeah, Jason Furman. What do you think, man? We're going to see unbelievable power outages, too. I don't think they're talking about that. Furman, of course, one of our great supporters, too. Tammy's in watching. Furman, great supporter of our page. We love him to death. They're going to be popping. You guys might be having to head out there. Furman's based out of Arizona. But the winds, obviously, it's still going to be a tropical storm. So this is what's interesting. If you click on the National Hurricane Center site and click on interactive map here, you can zoom in and you can see here that there's still going to officially be a tropical storm west of Las Vegas. So they're not expecting this thing to lose much. I don't know if that's ever going to happen again, but that is a pretty long way to still be a tropical storm possibly in Nevada. I mean, come on. That's crazy. And in a depression, technically in Oregon. So we're going to see. You know, it's supposed to rapidly weaken because of cold water. That's the official forecast. And it's going to hit land before it makes it to California. Remember, only 2 systems have ever impacted California. One directly, one through Mexico. This will be number 3. But the winds combined with rain, trees that aren't experienced to high winds and saturated roots. It's not the winds, it's the root system. And when the root system gets wet, when you start having trees go down. And when the trees go down, they take out power lines. And that, I'm sure there is a army of linemen on Interstate 10 right now, heading west, prepared to help out. But it'll be a monstrous job. These are your winds. And these winds are going to spread more than just California. These wind gusts are going to be way inland from our system. Oh, we can actually see. We can even see stronger winds, not even in California. So, gonna be big story here in the next 2 days as this unfolds. And what's really fascinating too, if you look at the overall rain map, this is even crazier. If you look at the flow of rain, I posted this right before, but watch this. So we have a blocking high pressure dome over the whole middle part of the U.S., and these winds flow clockwise. And what's fast, everything right now is being controlled by that high. Now watch the Hillary rains. Watch them spread. Look at that. They're actually going to get around. Look at that. They're going to get pulled up and turned down back into the northern part of the U.S. into Canada there. And you can see our tropical juice down here getting through Texas and turning up a little bit. So fascinating. The circle of rain. It's like the U.S. is going to be under a big eye. I just don't think I've ever seen that. That's just the most wildest thing ever. I mean, tropical rains around the top, tropical rains around the bottom. It's a warp hole. Woo! What the hell gave me my damn headache? Probably that habanero whiskey. Oh, man. So, there we go. All right. Well, listen, as always, you can keep it tuned to me. I'll make sure to keep everybody updated. There's a new update out around noon. We start getting model runs. The Euro comes out around 2. I'm more interested in ensembles at this point. If the NHC changes any color or percentages, it'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll see what they say. I don't see any big changes coming. Everything's kind of, looking, Invest 90s. So 3 things on my radar. Obviously, Gulf of Mexico. How strong can that get before landfall into Texas? Could make a run at a weak hurricane, tropical storm. I don't know. No models are showing it really, though. So, the good news right now is there's not anything showing too strong for that Gulf system. Second, it's going to be Invest 90. In the short term, we got a lot of people down in the Caribbean watching it could turn into a big rainmaker. It's looking pretty healthy on satellite right now. What's it going to do when it crosses over? There's still some question marks. If it stops, goes Bermuda, goes east, goes west. Long way away. And third is that damn Central America juice pulling up next weekend. That could be the trick play. And then we got a wave coming over from Africa. It's impossible to really talk about that far away, but look at this, man. The Euro is definitely showing a strong system coming in off Africa in 10 days. But for the 10-day Euro map to be showing all this, and this is that crossover system that it's been really consistent showing. There you go. Everything in a nutshell. All right. We'll just watch the Hillary situation out west. I think they're being made well aware. There's a lot of news coverage on it, so that's good. Like I said, don't give up Texas. There's going to be rains for the upper Gulf Coast, even as this thing slides through the Gulf of Mexico. We can look at some estimated satellite, at least, and see maybe what it might look like for the Gulf. Let me go a little closer here. Let's stop clicking for a minute. Man, I'm so glad I lost my clicker. I had the loudest clicker. Hey, now, I'm not squeaking. We had the loudest podcast ever, man. Oh, Jeffrey, you just got $20. Or Jeffrey just sent Shelly $20 for coffee. We had the loudest podcast ever. We had the loudest clicker. We had the loudest chair. And we had the loudest dog. Between Hunter's snorting. Now, look, you don't even hear him today. I'm telling you, he's 100% better than a year ago. Hunter ain't snoring. The clicker ain't clicking. And the chair ain't squeaking. Sounds like an Andy Simmons song to me. Well, I heard Hunter snorting, and I heard the mouse clicking. When I heard the chair squeaking, I knew that Mike was thinking. Here's the blob going through what to expect. So we got rains from Interstate 4 south the next 2 days. Hard to tell what day is going to be juicier. I still think Sunday is going to be the juicier day for most. But look at, we can still see these upper Gulf rains Monday hitting parts of the upper Gulf. Like I said, the only difference this time being is going to be the rains are from the east to the west. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at. There's going to be some dry air from the backside. There it is. So there's your dry air being pushed in from the backside. Remember, high pressures have a lot of wind shear too, so there's going to be some high winds to the north. Sometimes they can help spin systems too, though. So I'm not going to, but overall the pattern is light winds. We've been talking. Even Levi had a great video yesterday, and he reconfirmed the winds are staying light above. It's just, I think we're going to see this dry air end up pushing in some, some kryptonite. I call it kryptonite. But look what happens next week, man. I'm telling you. Interesting times ahead, man. This Caribbean juice has got my attention, man. I talked about it 2 days now. So I look back at posts and, and I forget what we talk about. But the fact that this has been happening now for 2 days really makes you think we could see something try to juice up from the Caribbean. This is it. I mean, this is just the general next weekend juice. So there you go. All right, man. We rolled on enough. I'm going to go get some cheese. All right. Thanks for everybody. Thanks, Shelly, for coming on live with me. We're going to do some videos here in a little bit. I'll probably post a new TikTok video and might do a recorded video. I don't know. Live videos seem like they get more traction. So anyway, all right. Great Saturday ahead of y'all. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. Have fun tonight if you're going out. Be safe. We'll see everybody Monday morning. Monday. See ya.